Thank you for liking the live. Thank you for sharing the live. Submission was on the what fell out is what I just seen. All right, submitting to divine source energy at this time, submitting to your path, letting go, releasing of control at this time. Shame. Allow yourself to flow. Some of you just walked in a new portal, all right, with that 8-8 portal. Yeah, inner journey. Ancient wisdom also as well here. So some of you just walked through a new portal here with this 8-8 portal, 511 as I look up also as well. So yeah, so something is completely shifting for some of you at this time. This could have been a mindset, a perspective, the way you see certain things. Also as well as kind of like something that just kind of clicked in someone's energy is what I'm picking up on. It's like something's all making sense at this time. Also as well here. They're pointing to also because I posted a particular what's it called, movie clip by the movie Matrix. And you know how with Neo was unsure about himself in the beginning. You know, it's like when he went through his exposure of the truth and being out of the Matrix in a sense. Um, he was kind of just getting his feet wet. He had to go through the training and things that I saw also as well. And then it's like, he had to just kind of take a leap of faith in the beginning. It was like there's only two ways out. You can either go through, the way that the agents was at, or you can literally go out that particular window and escape in a sense. All right. So he had to take a leap of faith. He had to step into the unknown, things of that sort. Um, and then also, towards the end of the movie, he started realizing who he was. So it's like even when he went to the Oracle, it's like the Oracle gave him information but didn't fully tell, the him that who he truly was, because it wasn't meant for her to tell him. It was meant for her to give him certain information, but it was meant for him to discover that on his own. Also as well. So that's the same thing in regards to going to a reader or connecting with a spiritual guide or whatever the case may be. It's like the spiritual journey is, solely, really, truly your journey. It's like there's assistance that's there, but it's like there's not something to where it's like they're going to hold your hand the whole time. Whether you're connecting with a spiritual practitioner or a spiritual coach, leader, or just your spiritual guide spiritually in general, also as well. So it's like it's solely about your journey and you realizing who you are. Is what I'm picking up on. So yeah, so like I said, at the end of that movie for on Matrix, it's like he realized who he was. During the training session, when they was doing training, he was like, I'm trying to get you out of your head. Know who you are, not think of who you are, in a sense, or however he said. He's like, don't think of who you are, know who you are, in a sense, or know that you can defeat me, type of energy. So it's like it's becoming the knowing. It's like it's you coming into the knowing versus you having the thought process of it. It's like now it's time to start doing it in a sense here, just knowing that that's who you are. Is what I'm picking up on. So it's kind of like the energy of, when you're kind of just unsure, yeah, healing energy. So it's like when you're kind of just unsure of, your own plans or, who you may be or whatever the case may be, or just the things that you know that you're being called to do. It's like it's in you, not on you. And it's like, and at some point, the more you continue to exercise this particular internal muscle, is the easier things will start coming to you with ease. It's like it'll start coming to you with ease. It's like it's kind of like a resistance in a sense. And it's like how you can outgrow certain resistance bands or things of that sort. It's like with resistance bands, there's light, there's extra light, there's medium, there's strong also as well. So it's like you may have been starting on the light, the light version of the resistance band. It's like, and now you've been gaining some sort of momentum, you've been gaining some sort of muscle, this memory energy, and it's like now you are picking up the new resistance band to give you a little bit more energy is what I'm picking up on. A little bit more of a challenge. You do things. You get comfortable in spaces where certain things that you've already had a knowing of. It's like at some point you're going to have to. It's kind of like also because they're showing me like a video game. So it's kind of like playing the same video game, version over and over and over and over. It's like you already defeated it. You pretty much came to the point to where you can see this person come in when you're playing the game. It's like you already know what's happening. You already know what's to come. So it's easy to defeat it. It's like it's just kind of easy. You did this over and over and over. It's like now you're going to a different level to where it's like you're not going to know when that particular sneak attack may come or whatever the case may be. I'm still looking at the video game. So it's like when you're playing that video game and it's like it's kind of like a jump scare in a sense. So it's like you're not really sure when that jump scare is going to happen, in a sense here, or you're not really sure what is going to be on your pathway, but it's like, but you're ready for it. It's like that's why you still play the game. Is in a sense here is what I'm seeing. Okay, Rich Rising, y'all. Rich Rising. So something significant about that. It's like you're coming to a new level here of yourself. Yeah, ancient wisdom. Also as well. So some of you have just been diving a little bit more deeper, or certain things are being more exposed to you at this time because you're ready. So it's like, it's kind of like, like I said, that training, in a sense to where it's like you're in the training time to where kind of like the training wheels, because they're starting to show me the training wheels type of deal. So it's like you got on the training wheels in regards to this particular bicycle. And then it's like, when it's time to take those training wheels off, it's because you can ride the bike without the training wheels. And so it's like, this is where you're at this time. And it's like, how a kid's like, I don't know, because they got so used to riding the bike with the training wheels. It's like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. It's like, it's okay, you got it. It's like you have that particular, you got to hype them up in a sense. You got to be that fan. It's like, it's okay, you got it. What I'm saying? Trust yourself, trust it. It's okay. If you fall off the bike, get back on the bike again, type of energy is what I'm picking up on. So it's like these training wheels are being taken off at this time. And it's like, so you're being, called to go ahead and keep that momentum. You know what I'm saying? You may fall a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you may slip back a little bit, but regardless, you're going to get back on that bike and you're going to continue to keep on going. Unless you want to put the training wheels back on. And that's where you're choosing the easier path. Ashe? Someone could be 34. Show what else here for the collective. Yeah, new beginnings. New beginnings and letting go. I can't make it up. So it's like you can't come into these certain new beginnings that you want until you release and let certain things go. So, like I said, in regards to what I was explaining, that example is you let go of these particular training wheels, and this is where that particular new beginning is going to be. You know, because it's like you're not on those training wheels anymore. All right. And like I said, it's like, you know, you can fall sometimes or whatever case may be, but you're gonna pick that bike up and you're gonna keep on going. And then at some point you're gonna have no momentum, you know, to where it's like you're not gonna be falling off that bike anymore. So it's like, don't be afraid of what's to come with it, you know, the unknown. Don't be afraid of, you know, the failure, also as well, because the failure is the lesson, the failure is the teacher, you know, also as well. Okay. Yeah, exactly. It's all good, duality, and also the truth. Okay, Ashe. Speak that truth, all right? So it's like there's something significant about you understanding that, you know, it's still going to be good regardless, also as well. You know, it's like at least you actually took that time to, or took that leap of faith, or took that time also as well to experience it. You know, you allowed yourself to experience. So it's like, it's kind of like one of those things to where like, and I'll just throw out an example with myself. Like, you know, when I took a shot at moving out of my hometown, I knew I was going to have to pay more money. You know, I knew certain things that I was going to, you know, more expenses that I was going to have to come into. But I was like, you know, I'll never know until I experience it. You know, it's like I was psyching myself out before I went ahead and did it. So I was like, you know what? I was like, I'll never get the experience unless I actually take a leap of faith and just actually do it. You know, so it's like, and you know, here I am, you know, pretty much 2 years in, and still, you know, doing the way that I need to be doing. You know, also as well, there's been some hurdles, there's been some up and downs, you know, still is some up and downs, but regardless, it's like I would have rather took this leap of faith than to be still stuck in my hometown. So it's like at the end, it's like, you know, even though there's certain struggles, or even though there's certain things that I may have not completely got over a particular hump, I'm still in a space to where, I'm glad that I took that leap of faith. I'm glad that I actually decided to let myself go ahead and explore it. You know, it's like sometimes we spend too much time wanting to babysit ourselves. We spend too much time wanting to coddle ourselves before we actually take a leap of faith. You know, because like, oh, well, what if I fail? Okay, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, maybe you're gonna fall, maybe you do fail, but it's like at least you have the knowledge now, because it's like you wouldn't have the knowledge if you didn't fail. All right, it's like, imagine somebody going through life and it's just everything works out for them, and it's like, you know, and then they come across something that doesn't work out for them. It's like, it's kind of like throwing a fit in a sense here, or it's kind of like, you know, experiencing something. It's like, well, why doesn't it work? Like, it's supposed to work because everything's supposed to work out for me. Not everything is meant to work out for you, because there's a whole reason why there's certain things that you have to let go of. If that was the way that life was in general, then we wouldn't be learning certain lessons, you know, in life in general. It's like when we look at society, when we look at, you know, Mother Nature, that's Mother Nature is not the same all the time. Mother Nature is evolving. Mother Nature is you know, infinite. Mother Nature is always letting certain things go and then coming into new source energy, you know, coming into new life. So it's like, so there's something significant about being able to allow yourself to release certain energies and not holding and harboring onto that energy is what I'm picking up on. It's like hoarder. It's like you're hoarding energy, and it's like, you know, it's like time to let go. That's what I'm picking up on. Embrace the duality of two. It feels like, you know, as above, so below, so within, so without. Masculine energy, feminine energy. And that was actually also what I was going to get into, but Spirit may be merging the message more so right now. Um, yeah, confirmation. So I was going to split it up in regards to the masculine and the feminine message, but Spirit merged it today. So it's like, because you're coming into a merging of, that duality of the two. Whenever it's time for you to pull back of your energy, you're embracing more of your feminine. Whenever it's time for you to tap into your intuition, you're embracing more of your feminine. Whenever it's time for you to take action and take lead, you're embracing more of your masculine. So it's like, so right now I feel like it's kind of just the dancing of the duality. Two is right now is what I'm picking up on. Someone's getting more into the flow of understanding when your body feels like you need to pull yourself back. And it's like, this could be something that you've kind of already naturally have done, over time, to where it's like naturally it's like you feel burnt out, or naturally you feel overstimulated, or whatever case may be, and you're like, damn, I need to pull back. I need to kind of pull my energy back, or juice myself up in a sense. It's kind of like your phone battery going dead. It's like your phone's about to die. It's like, because you've been on it all day, things of that sort, because you was using it. It's like, when it's like, when you're using your phone goes dead quicker. But when you're not using your phone doesn't go dead as quickly. That's what it is. It's like your battery got to be recharged because you're using your energy. And that's to where you got to pull sometimes back to where you got to recharge. For some of you, especially some of you that are, you hold a lot of energy, you carry a lot of energy, you pick up on a lot of energy also as well. Very empathic. Okay. So it's like, this may be something that you may not even notice about yourself. You may have thought, oh, maybe I'm just kind of lazy, or just kind of tired, and you just didn't coordinate the two of knowing what that means spiritually. So it's like, spiritually, that is pretty much means that you take on a lot of energy when you're out, or when you're around certain people. So the way this can show up and the way this can look is, you pretty much, you go to the grocery store. You can't really be around big crowds of energy, because big crowds of energy makes you feel overwhelmed or overstimulated. Also as well, or maybe even things being too loud. It's like the music way too loud. At a time where you can listen to music very loud at some points in times, but sometimes when you already feel overly stimulated, you can't listen to super loud music. It's kind of like it's because I'm seeing like interchangeable times in a sense here. That's what I'm picking up on. Yeah. So I feel like someone's in a space, yeah, with this healing energy in home. I feel like someone's in a space to where you're allowing yourself to come back home to yourself and also heal these versions of you that's kind of needed some tending to, also as well here. So it's like, and when like certain things need tending to, you can see it spill out. So that's when we get to project in on people. It's like, when you get mad and you get angry. Okay, what I say, angry, and then anger comes out. Okay, child. It's like, when you get mad and you get angry, and it's like, and then you want to take it out on everybody else because it's like you're mad, you're irritated. It's like somebody got to pay for it, type of energy. All right, you got a stank attitude, whatever the case may be. It's like there's something significant about you coming back home to yourself and figuring out, why am I angry? What is it that I need to shift or change? This ain't really truly that person's fault. Also as well, it's like, how you sometimes end up feeling guilty because like, damn, they didn't deserve that. You know what I'm saying? Like I just was having a bad day. That's kind of just what it is. Like, it's like there's something significant about you've been spending so much time with, giving your energy out to other people, or, to where you haven't took time to pour that healing energy into yourself, and you healing everybody else. So it's like, so when you have too much of that energy and you're doing too much for everybody else and you don't feel the reciprocation, that's when you start to have that buildup. That buildup starts happening. You get irritated, you get irritable. It's like you feel unappreciated, things of that sort. But you have to have that knowing. You have to be the one that has that knowing, not somebody else. Because people pleasers, or people that are energy vampires, people that love to siphon off of other people's energy, people that are takers, they're never going to have that. They're never gonna have that sense of, oh, what I'm saying, the giver. What I'm saying, we gotta kind of calm down for you, because we see that you're overwhelmed. They don't give a fuck. Okay, they're going to keep on pulling, because at the end of the day, you're allowing them to pull the strings from you. So it's like, you have to have the awareness yourself to be like, you know what, I'm overstimulated. You know what, I'm overtouched. I'm over giving in a space to where now I need to go ahead and put my boundaries up. I need to pull my energy back. All right. So it's like, you may even be being tested at this time, to where it's like you've been having multiple people just pulling strings. And it's like, it may be calling for you to speak up. It's like you may have been just allowing people to just kind of pull these strings. And it's like, Spirit's like, when are you going to speak up? All right. When are you going to say something? When are you going to put that boundary up? When are you going to quit allowing people to keep on walking all over you? All right, is what I'm picking up on. Stand up is what I'm picking up on. Show me what else. All right, the message to pass on. All right, message to pass on. Some of you are needing to learn this particular energy because you're needing to pass this on to the children after you or your children after you. If your child is allowing you to see that you let a man walk all over you, abuse you, things of that sort, they're going to think that that's okay. Whether that's a daughter or a son, you're going to have that son that may repeat that pattern to where they feel like it's okay to walk all over women, or to be abusive towards women because they've seen it in the house, or a daughter who is unsure what love looks like, so she's going to attract a man that's going to continue to walk all over her. So it's like, so this is where you're supposed to be pulling yourself together and pull your head out of your ass, is what I just heard, so that you can go ahead and start passing this energy on and moving in this energy is what I'm picking up on. Ashe? Show me what else. Yeah, it's like, and this regrets came into reverse. All right, so it's like you may think that you're going to regret certain things in regards to you taking some sort of initiative for yourself, and that's always going to come with it. When you're always people pleasing certain people, you're going to feel guilty for, because you're so used to doing that. But with the regrets coming in reverse here, it's like when you actually step into that energy, when you allow yourself to transform, when you tap into that ancient wisdom, because that's exactly what it fell on. It's like when you reactivate that DNA energy, you're not going to have any regrets. Like I said that in the beginning of the message. I said when I decided to take that leap of faith in regards to leaving my hometown, I said I thought I was going to regret it because I'm not around family. It's like I had to leave certain things behind, friendships, families, things of that sort. I had to leave my old version of myself behind also as well. It's like, well, if someone was to ask me, well, do you regret it? Hell no. Hell no, I would do it again, okay? Type of energy. It's like, with this energy, it's kind of one of those things to where you never know until you actually try. Until you take that particular leap of faith and decide to try something different, in regards to this particular energy. You never know. You may not regret it. There's certain things that you may make certain decisions on and you regret those decisions. But you also got to take a look back and be like, what energy was I in when I decided to make those particular steps? Was I in my right mind? Did I sit there and I actually sit there and calculate what I was doing? Was I a little bit too overly addicted to certain things to where I made those particular decisions? Was I really, sitting in a space to where I could be conscious with myself to where I made that decision? It's like you gotta calculate. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, I made certain mistakes. I regretted that. Or I made certain decisions, I regretted that. I made certain mistakes or certain decisions that I didn't regret. So it's like, you got to kind of weigh things out. Ain't shit fair. Ain't shit fair. Respect, all right? It's like some of you don't have respect in where your happiness is at. All right, it's like someone don't respect the things that you are happy about or respect you being in a happy place, especially when you're dealing with an abuser. It's like when you're dealing with an abuser, someone who's narcissistic or someone who's bitter or someone who's unhappy with themselves and where they are in life also as well, so they project that energy onto you. It's like you can be having a good day and you walk in the house and you got a little stank ass, someone who just in the house just miserable with themselves and just stank. All right, or you having a good day and they done walked in the house and the energy just shifted completely in the house, and it's like you trying to be like, what's up, what's wrong? You know what I'm saying? What's going on with the energy? I can feel it. No, ain't nothing wrong with me or whatever the case may be. Like you may be dealing with that type of energy, and it's like, are you going to continue to be in those spaces where your energy is being, or your light is being dimmed? Is what I'm picking up on is karmic. All right, karmic message. That's something that I had to deal with. All right, someone's 37 years old, someone's 26. It's like when I was in a situation to where I was dealing with narcissistic men, and things of that sort. It's like they always, when you're dealing with a narcissist, they always trying to find a way. When you get to the momentum to being happy for maybe 2 months or 3 months, it's like they're looking at that like, why are they so happy? Because they're miserable within themselves. So it's like, so they'll try to play the ignore game. You know, they'll start ignoring you on purpose or whatever case may be, because, and it's like you're trying to figure out what's wrong with them, or their demeanor may change in a sense here to where it's like, what's the problem? And it's like they'll try to lie to you and say, oh, there's nothing wrong. It's like, that's you. You're reading into things that you shouldn't be reading into, because they're always attacking your intuition. They're always attacking your intuition. They're always attacking how you feel about yourself, or whatever the case may be. Okay, they're trying to stir the pot here. All right. So if someone's dealing with a connection with this, that there's no respect in here. All right. There's no respect. So it's like you have to actually be able to respect yourself, and you got to come to a reality of knowing that at the end of the day, people do truly treat you the way you allow. You know, you get treated the way you allow those people to treat you, you know, because you have a lack of boundaries. And it's like, it's hard to really sit in that reality, you know, to where you're like, damn, you know, like, this is what you want to point the finger so bad. It's like, well, I do this, I do that for this person, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, why do they keep on treating me this way? It's all about them. They keep doing this. It's not me. And it's like, at the end of the day, they're going to keep doing it because you allow that person to do it. That's the unfortunate reality that you actually got to accept. You got to accept it. You know, so it's like, that's just kind of one of the things to where it's like, if you allow your own, if you had self-respect or self-love, if you allowed yourself or not allowed yourself to be around those particular environments or those particular people, then you will be able to satisfy yourself. You'll be happy with yourself. All right, you'll go to sleep at night knowing that you don't allow those particular things to come into your energy. So really what this is coming down to is boundaries at this time. Some of you need to really put up certain boundaries at this time to where you can get different results. You can't get the results that you want by trying to force somebody else to do what you want them to do. It's just not going to happen. All right. Blue jays are very significant also as well. So may just recently cut their grass. Show me what else. Yeah, it's like you, okay? It's like ain't nobody else gonna do it for you but you, okay? Message of freedom. Message of freedom, okay? It's like no one else is gonna do it for you unless you allow yourself to free yourself, okay? It's like this is a message of certain karmic messages, a message to pass on, a message of freedom, all right? But at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to be able, you got to do it. It's coming back to the beginning of the message when I said that, you know, when Neo realized who he was in the Matrix, you know, it's like he went through the training, but it's like they was like, you got to figure it out on your own. You know, you got to do it on your own. You know, I can't tell you who you are. You know, I can see it. You know, I can see who you are. But at the end of the day, I can't, you know, make you change. You can't make anybody change. You got to change on your own. All right. Also as well here. Someone's 38 years old. I had a blue jay come up to me and stare at me for a while. Wow, that's pretty. Or that's amazing. I am not tempting you, okay? But happiness, okay? It's like there's this happiness energy, all right? It's like, you know, there's something significant about you allowing yourself to forgive yourself from being in spaces that you know you shouldn't have been in at this time is what I'm picking up on. That makes me jealous. If a blue jay came up to you and just stare at you, like that makes me kind of jealous. Like people that are able to hold squirrels too, like that makes me so jealous. Like my squirrels will come around, they'll come eat the things that I got them and everything like that. But it's like, when are you going to let me pick you up? Okay, like I be getting so mad about that. And it's like the people that be having little squirrels that be coming and sitting in their lap and stuff. I'm just like, ooh, ooh, ooh. All right, let's see what else here. A lot of what you're saying resonates with me. It showed up while I was on break thinking. Ashe, you're in here for a reason. All right, confirmation. All right, what's right now is the collective soul truth here. What question they need to ask themselves. And I'm going to split this one up. What question does the masculine need to ask themselves at this time? What question does the masculines need to ask themselves at this time? What question does the masculines need to ask themselves at this time? What if it isn't true? All right, masculines at this time, what if it isn't true? All right, it's like, what is it that you're lying to yourself of right now? Are you lying to yourself about certain things that you just may be fearful of? It's like fear is what is it called when they break out that the fear? It's like something about uh, false something appearing real, is what fear is, like false something appearing real. um, but it's like there's something significant about a particular fear that some of you masculines have, and it's like it's all an illusion. Your fear is the illusion here. It's like, it's like you may be telling yourself certain lies, telling yourself certain things that you can't make it, telling yourself certain things that you're not good enough, telling yourself that you're not going to be able to do it later on, or be consistent with it. It's like you're telling yourself that this is not really for you, or whatever the case may be. It's like you're scaring yourself out. You're saying certain things that really isn't true. You're just making yourself think that at this time. All right. It says here, it's time for a soul chat. Close your eyes, put your hands on your heart, and ask yourself, the wise one within you, what if it isn't true? What else may be possible, at this time? So at this time, for some of you masculines, what you need to reflect on is, what lie do I need to let go of to reach my soul's truth? So your soul right now is calling to you for you to see the truth, calling for you to see the lies, calling for you to see the illusions. All right, at this time. So this pretty much said to take a step back and actually ask yourself internally, to sit with yourself and be like, all right, what's really truly the truth? What's really seriously the lie? It's like, like I say this all the time on my page, it's like when you're in the illusion, when you're in the storm, you're not going to be able to see on the outside. You're in the tornado. Everything is just kind of going around and around. It's like it's destructive energy, it's chaos. So you're not going to be able to see it because you're in everybody else's energy. So it's like, so when you take yourself out of the illusion, out of the storm, out of the tornado, of the tunnel, it's like you're able to see the storm. You're looking at the storm because you're the observer now. You're the one that's observing the energy. You're not in the energy trying to figure out what's going on, where is it at, blah, 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 because you're not going to be able to see. You're still going to be distorted in your vision. So when you take yourself out of it and you pull yourself back, and that's why isolation is so important. So you take yourself and put yourself in isolation and hermit mode, things of that sort. You're able to observe, all right? You're like, I'm looking, I'm paying attention, whatever the case may be. When I was in a narcissistic connection, a narcissistic relationship, I kept on trying to figure out, what's this problem? What's the issue? Why can't I figure out the truth? Why do I feel like we're in a circle? Why do I feel like it's in a cycle? Why do I feel like it's not going anywhere? Things of that sort. I kept asking myself those questions. So what did I say? I said, I was praying. I was very into, praying and source energy. And I was like, God, show me what I need to see. Show me the truth. Show me, release any illusions that I'm giving on myself. What am I lying to myself about? Things of that sort. I was sitting on the bathroom floor asking myself this question because I was in a low place in my life. I was losing weight. I was depressed, things of that nature. Didn't want to get up out of my bed sometimes. Like I said, on the bathroom floor crying. Things of that sort. And I was like, I need to know exactly what I need to see because I'm tired of feeling this energy. I'm tired of feeling empty when I'm giving myself and giving my all. And so it's like, so I had to sit back and be like, you know what? I really need to understand this. So over time, when I was dealing with this narcissistic person and these arguments would come up, I just started shutting down. I just completely shut down to where I'm just like, I started listening to the conversations. And it's just like I just allowed myself to just observe the connection, observe the relationship, observe the patterns, observe the conversations, things of that sort. And I just was listening and just paying attention. And then everything started making more sense to me. I'm just like, this is not going anywhere. I'm like, I was making a fool out of myself this whole time, to where I just kept on being in the same cycle, the same cycle, the same cycle. And I'm like, there's nothing going to change from this situation. And then it's like, Spirit's like, you're correct, pretty much. And it's like, go to your journal. And so I went to my journal and I'm looking back at 2018. I'm looking back at 2021, whatever case may be. And I'm just like, this is all the same shit. I'm like, this is literally the same thing I kept asking Spirit to reveal to me. I'm like, everything is not, I'm like, this is just a loop here. I'm in a loop. So it's like, there's something significant about you really taking that time to observe it. What is meditation? Meditation is when you're be the person that's observing your thoughts. You're observing your reality. You know what I'm saying? You're becoming more aware. You know, also as well, when you're too much on the go and you're just doing everything for everybody else and you're distracted and things of that sort, that's why they keep us distracted. You know, this matrix, this simulation of life, you know, they keep us distracted. They throw so many celebrity gossip or whatever case may be. Yeah, my list is open. They throw so many celebrity gossip to us. They distract us by the music. They distract us by the certain, celebrities. They distract us by the things that the wars that they continue to create. It's like we don't even need to be in war, you know, for most of the things that we're in war for. It's like you're just killing innocent people, all right? It's like, it's just so many things to keep us from understanding ourselves and keeping us from observing what's truly going on in society. Ashe? What message does the feminine need to know? What message does the feminine need to know? What message does the feminine need to ask herself? What do I resist feeling right now? All right, what do I resist feeling right now? A lot of us women can resist feeling what we actually truly need to feel, what we actually truly need to come to reality with. You know, also as well. It's like you may, to the point to where you're going to start numbing yourself when you're around, because you numb yourself because you know that when you actually allow yourself to feel, it isn't comfortable. It isn't something that you want to have. So it's like when y'all are in relationships, because I've been through this also as well a couple of times, to where it's like you're over giving for a man or wanting a man to see you the way you want them to see you, but they continue to not see you. And it's like, or they continue to distract you with other things like sex or gifts or whatever the case may be. It's like you begin to numb your own emotions. You begin to numb your own feelings. You begin to numb your own intuition, just for the fact of being there, just for the sake of trying to make things work. Some of you need to quit resisting that feeling of knowing that it's time to go. It's time to release that energy, is what I'm picking up on. All right? And when it's time to go, you'll know it's time to go, because you'll continue to keep getting that itch. You know what I'm saying? That itch that's telling you it's time to walk away. It's time to walk away. Before I walked away, there was a couple of months before it was a year actually. It was a whole year that played out before I actually 100% walked away from the person that I knew I was supposed to leave. It's like there's times where you'll leave and then you'll come back and whatever the case may be. But it's like you get to a point to where it's like it's not going to work out. You're something in your that energy is going to keep on telling you it's time to walk away. It's time to walk away. It's time to let go. Also as well here, and it's like it's going to hurt. You know what I'm saying? It's going to hurt when you walk away, but you freeing yourself from those particular illusions is what's going to make you feel much better in the end. All right. Clarity for the collective. Walking unscathed, protection. All right. It says here, you are fortunate. A fortunate trap was laid out for you, but you were too smart to fall for it. All right. Some of you are too smart to be in situations that dumb you down. Some of you are too talented to be in spaces that continue to keep dismissing the fact that you're fucking talented. And it's like, are you going to continue to allow yourself to be in spaces that bring you down, okay? Or are you going to be in spaces to where you realize who the fuck you are and you move around, is what I'm picking up on, okay? There was something that I reposted on my actual page, on my Instagram. And the guy was explaining, he was like, you was attracted. He was like, you can't get with someone who's very attractive or someone who has that high energy or that big energy and then expect to dim their light when you have them. It's like you was attracted to their light for a reason. You was attracted to that trophy that you wanted, but then when you got it, you want to dim their light. Then when you got it, you want to tell them to stop, posting pictures. Then when you got it, you want to tell them to stop trying to go get that money or go get that bag or whatever case may be, or embrace their talents, the things that they're really truly talented in. That's an insecure person. If someone's always trying to steer you away from what you want and what you desire and just who you are in general with your energy, that's an insecure person. That's somebody who's insecure. That's someone who wants to bring you lower, to humble you, to make you feel less than so that they can be comfortable. But it's like, but if you was gonna be uncomfortable with me in the first place, why did you even decide to come after me? Why did you even decide to seek me in a sense here? Because you can't handle that shit. So it's like it's kind of like when you hear certain women that be like, men want a bad bitch all the time, but it's like, but at the end of the day, they can't handle the bad bitch. Exactly. That's what it is. Same thing when it goes with women. You know what I'm saying? You got a very attractive alpha man, you know, a true man in a sense here, but it's like you can't even handle having that type of man because you're threatened by all these other women. If you would solidify within yourself, you wouldn't allow yourself to be threatened by other people. Of course, we all have insecurities, you know what I'm saying? That's just human things. We're going to be insecure. But it's like, but you continuously showing up in regards to that insecurity, projecting that energy, you got to take care of that shit yourself. You know, you got to understand, like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look, I feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna push it on you, okay? But I'm just gonna let you know. I don't play these games. I'm a little bit overprotective, all right? I'm a little bit, you know, possessive a little bit. But you know, you gotta make sure that you're not. You can't be trying to hide that shit. You know, it's like you have certain people that know that they have these insecurities within themselves, but they be like, I'm not insecure. I don't. That's not me. This, that. No, I'm not projecting onto you. Yes, you are. You know damn well. All right. It's like having the awareness of it. All right. It's like I have insecurities. I do. You know, it's like, and I'm going to tell my man whenever he comes, you know, that I have certain insecurities. All right. But I'm not going to keep on projecting that onto you to make you feel uncomfortable because I don't want that energy. I don't want that for myself either. I don't want you projecting onto me, making me feel like I need to dumb myself, whatever case may be. We need to have the conversation, the communication of how can we come to common ground. Okay? And it's like, and if you don't trust that person also as well, because you know that they're not trustworthy, move around. All right? It's like, you know, it's like, it comes to a point to where it's like, if you can really actually trust that person because they're actually trustworthy, or can you trust that person, or you can't trust that person because you know you can't trust them. It's like, and it's like, so if you can't trust that person and you know they're not trustworthy, that's when you need to move around. Because it's like, people will try to make it seem like, you know, oh, you can trust me, and the whole time it's like, they over here doing you dirty, okay? And it's like, and then they'll try to be like, oh, well, you're insecure. It's like, no, it's not. Nobody's insecure about this. It's the fact that you can't be trusted. It's like you playing in my face, you lying to me, or whatever case may be. So it's like people will even try to project that to make you feel like your intuition is wrong, but your intuition is right. Okay? How long will you be live for? I'm actually closing this message now. So the personals, I'm about to move into that in the next like 5 minutes. Choose wisely. Okay, I can't make it up. It's like choose wisely who you begin to who you want to spend your life with. Choose wisely who you want to co-create with, have kids with, or whatever the case may be. You got to choose wisely. Choose wisely who, you know, what path you decide to go down. All right, also as well. It's like, you know, you got to make those choices that are wise. All right, and not just choosing just to be choosing it. Not just choosing because everybody else is in a relationship, so I want to be in a relationship. Not just choosing because, oh, you're supposed to have a baby at 30, or you're supposed to have a baby at this time, so I'm just going to go ahead and just start sleep around so I can have a baby or have a family. That's where you're immature in a sense. You know, you're moving out of immaturity. You're moving out of fact of what everybody else's reality looks like and not yours. Bottom of the deck here. Trust your path. Okay? It's like, trust your path at this time. All right? Your path is not always going to look the same as everybody else's. All right? I'm, you know, in my 30s, and I had to sit here and watch everybody get pregnant before me. I had to watch, and it's like, and I have that mothering energy. And I'm like, that's, as a woman, you know, we're here to procreate. So it's like, so as a woman, it's like, and you go through infertility, you know, it's like, or, you know, went through infertility situations, or, you know, things of that sort, and you expected to get pregnant at a certain time, you know, or things of that sort, you know, because of, you know, what you feel like your mission is to do is to procreate in a sense sometimes. It's like that shit will hurt sometimes. You know, you seeing people getting married, you know, or you see people having kids and you struggling with getting pregnant or whatever the case may be. Like, that shit's heavy, okay? But also at the same time, you gotta realize some people's paths are different. Your path is not the same. It's not always gonna be the same. All right. It's like that's one of the things that I had to realize is that my path was not the same as other people. I'm not meant to have a child, no disrespect to anybody who's, in here, but I'm not meant to be, having child with children with people who don't want to stick around. That's not part of my purpose. My purpose is to make a change and a difference to where my child is growing up in a environment that has the mom and the dad, and not just having just the picture of it, but actually the actual energy that is meant to break those particular generational curses and patterns, to pass that on to where my child knows that this is the way life is supposed to go. All right, one more message or one more last card, and I'm gonna move on to my personal. So if you want a personal reading, it's 2525. Last message for the collective. Compassion and strength. All right, compassion and strength. That's exactly what needs more in life, is compassion. If we was more compassionate about each other, all right, or more passionate about humanity, or more passionate about each other, there would be more of a better flow. You know what I'm saying? Things will be happy. People will be happier. Things wouldn't be as disgusting as they are now. Also as well, child. Okay, so embrace others. All right, embrace others' differences. Accept your own imperfections. That literally just completely just closes it out. It literally explains everything that I just said. It confirms it. All right, in regards to embracing other people's differences, people have a different path than you do. All right, and it's like, and you can't be jealous, envious, whatever the case may be, want to take that person's life for your own life, or whatever the case may be. Okay, and embrace the fact that you have your own individuality, you have your own pathway. All right. All right, that's it for the collective. I send all collective energy back to them, cleansed and purified, amplified to their highest light. I command back all of my energy, cleansed and purified, amplified to my highest light. Ashe. Thank you to those that have liked the live, shared the live, sent me gifts. I appreciate you. All right. Submission. All right. Submission on the bottom of the deck. Allow yourself to submit to divine source, the divine pathway that you're meant to go at this time. Quit trying to control it all the time. All right. Thank you, Tori. That's the sound of an American want to be a part of it. Listen up. Hello, my name is Adam. The list is open. I look forward to you joining us at our next webinar where you can join. Thank you, Empress. First on the list is Kitty Cat. There's 2 more spots open. Actually, never mind. There's 1 more spot open. Kitty Cat and then Jacinta. $25 if you want to get on the list for a personal. What a great way to end the message with the song by Nipsey. I don't stress out, okay? I don't stress out, poke my chest out, weight on my shoulder, bring the best out, okay? Ashe. The marathon continues, all right? $10.54. All right, let me get to my personals because I got a client at 1. Come on. The collective is over. All right. If you are just joining, we are on personals. There is one more spot open if you want to take it. Cash App and the PayPal is in my bio. All right. If you are not Kitty Cat, please do not comment in the comments at this time. Okay. Gratitude, most divine angels, ancestors, spirit guides, my highest light, bring forward truth and clarity at this time. For those that are receiving their personals, anyone who is not meant to be in here at this time, as I deliver the personal readings, release them at this time, Ashe. I place energetic protection over the live. For those that are receiving their personal messages, keep this space sacred of any monitoring spirits, negative energies, negative entities, trickster spirits, or demonic forces, Ashe. I declare and I decree. All right, Kitty Cat, do you have a question or do you want to see what comes out? If you already commented, comment again. Yeah, that's why I said comment again. There's one more spot, Ebby, if you want to get it. So if you have a question, let me know. I see in my filter, spirit light. Okay. 444 is significant for you, Kitty Cat. You could be seeing 444 a lot at this time. An Aries could be significant. Something significant about an Aries energy. There could be something significant about someone in your energy being revealed. Could be somebody from your past or someone that you grew up with. It could be a family member also as well, or even a childhood friend. Could be significant. I'm hearing that song. I told y'all I was gonna bump like this. Y'all didn't think that I would bump like this. And I told y'all I was gonna bump like this. By Beyonce. I feel like there's something significant about certain people that may not have thought that you was gonna do what you said you was gonna do. It's kind of like this energy of feeling like you're naive. I feel like you catch energy. A Capricorn could be significant. You may have Capricorn placements. But it's like there's something significant about you catching certain energy. And it's like, so you may not say certain things right when you catch it as well here. But it's like certain people may think that you're naive, like you don't catch the shade or you don't catch certain things. It's significant here. But it's like you catch it, but you may just not always kind of address it when you want to address it. It's significant. It's like you move to the own beat of your own drum. Also as well here, it's like you move on your own time. Like it's like ain't nobody gonna like stiff arm you to where you get to move in when they want you to move. Is what I'm picking up on. The list is closed. They're also showing me kind of like Game of Thrones energy. Is what I'm picking up on. Like Game of Thrones type of energy. I'm also picking up on like chess, not checkers. But there's somebody here that you've been picking up on shade. It feels like family. I feel like you've been going through certain transitions with family. But there's certain people from family that you've been picking up on shade. It could be an older woman. More, excuse me, confirmation. It could be an older woman here that kind of thinks that, I just heard, chastise you in a sense here. You know, because of your age or just because you're younger than them. It's like someone's like, well, I'm older than you, so, you know, I have more wisdom or more wise than you, or whatever the case may be. Child, all right. But it's like you hold more wisdom than this person. Your soul is more ancient than theirs is what I'm picking up on. And it's like someone feels, they know it, like their spirit knows it. So it's like, it's kind of like handler energy, to where it's like someone wants to diminish your light or make you feel that you're less than, or make you feel like you're not as who you say you are, so that you don't realize who you are. 1101 as I look up. So 111. I feel like you're coming into new beginnings, and I feel like also you're just needing to lean into your intuition, because you have certain people, yeah, exactly, new beginnings with the Magician and the Four of Pentacles, because it's like you have certain people that want you to not see this within yourself, or want you to not believe that you got new things coming in, or that the cycle is shifting for you, or some sort of this. It's like they want to hold you back, to keep you stagnant, for you realizing certain things. Yeah, with the Death card. It's like they want you to realize that you're not able to shift or transform the way that you want it to be. I feel like some people may have a codependence on you, also as well, could be significant, where certain people are codependent on your energy, or they want you to be more codependent on them. It's significant. Yeah, Ace of Swords with the Truth card. It's like there's something also significant about somebody, you know, because I was hearing I'ma act the ass, act the ass, act the ass, that song. And it's like somebody kind of wants you to come out of character, but you need to stay in character, is what I'm picking up on. But it's like they want a reaction out of you. They want you to kind of react. And it's like, and when you react, they're going to be like, see, I told you wasn't healed. I told you that this person was crazy. See, I told you that this person wasn't who they said they was, type of energy here. It's like they're only doing it just so that they can, you know, point the finger and be like, I told you so. Show me what else here for Kitty Cat. This could be also a masculine here. You could be on the masculine's tactics. Could be significant. Could be a masculine, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I just heard Aries and Sagittarius. But there could be something significant about a masculine in your energy, who has been revealed, and it's like it's no longer an illusion. And it's also no forward movement with this person. Is what I'm picking up on. Yeah, they're deceitful. They're snaky. Codependency as in approval. It can be in that sense, with codependency, but more so like depending on people. Like certain people may want you to depend on them, or depend on, yeah, like their approval, or just depend on certain things that they say, or certain things that they do for you, or whatever the case may be, for you to not, you know, depend on yourself. All right, show me the King of Wands. This could be an ex that may be in your energy. All right, yeah, with the Lovers. So yeah, this could be an ex that's in your energy. Could be significant. They may be spinning the block, or maybe trying to come back around, but you may already be hip to their ways. Yeah, with the Tower and the Queen of Swords. So you may have already let this person go. But it definitely is someone romantically that you have connected with before. So they may not have already spin the block yet. Yeah. They may be trying to spin the block. But it's like Ten of Swords is like you already know that you don't want to connect with this person, because there's no forward movement. So it's like you may have already realized that this was an illusion. You know, with the Three of Cups in reverse and the Tower, they're pulling on your energy. Is what I'm picking up on. Okay, I will, Abby. But it's like they're pulling on your energy. Is what I'm picking up on with this energy. But you already know that you don't necessarily want to collaborate with them or connect with them at this time. Show me more. Yeah, Three of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups here, and the Three of Wands, and the Eight of Wands here, the Hierophant. I feel like this has kind of slowed things down also as well in regards to your manifestations because they've been pulling on your energy. So it's like, so you may be feeling like certain things are kind of like, why does it feel like it's hard to get? Or why does it feel like, you know, it's taken so hard for me to get certain things, or these manifestations that you may be desiring, or whatever case may be. It's like you feel like you're overworking versus actually receiving. And it's because these particular people are in your energy at this time. But I feel like this is something to where Spirit's clearing this energy out more. You may want to do a cord cutting also as well. However way you feel drawn to that, a release letter, you know, or just, you know, command your energy back also as well whenever you feel this person pulling on it. But it's like this could be why certain things kind of delay sometimes because of this particular energy. There's certain things that may have been delayed also as well. I'm hearing delayed but not denied. It's like there's certain things that's been delayed also as well because of the fact that you're needing to realize other people that are also in your energy. And like I said, it feels like family, someone close to you is significant. Or someone you see as family. It doesn't have to be family, but it's like someone you see as family could be significant also as well. Show me what else here for Kitty Cat that she needs to know at this time. Yeah. Sacred space and unlimited possibilities also as well here. You may be getting called to isolate more. Also, there's something significant about you keeping your manifestations to yourself. I was picking up on Aries and Capricorn energy. Aries, Capricorn, Sagittarius energy is significant. But there's something about you keeping that sacred space or keeping your certain things held to yourself sacred at this time because you have multiple possibilities here. Also because you're in this state of going through a transformation, and I feel like there's like pieces of like vulnerability that's here that certain people may want to what's it called? Take advantage of that particular vulnerable moments. So there's certain things that you may want to keep to yourself at this time. It may feel kind of lonely. I feel like it's shifting more towards the fall season and also the winter season, to where these times may feel very lonely. But Spirit is taking time for you to pour into yourself with this self-love energy, because it's like Spirit wants you to create this space sacred within yourself. Your solar plexus and your sacral chakra is significant at this time. So work on your sacral chakra and your solar plexus is what I'm picking up on. Show me what else here for Kitty Cat. There is something significant about money. I'll go ahead and pull a card on that also as well, but there is something significant about money in your energy. Education also as well. There could be something that you're wanting to kind of up your skill set on, or maybe some like a new endeavor could be significant that may kind of need more of your attention as far as researching is significant. But it's like there's certain things that may cause some sort of like physical pain in regards to this particular shedding that's happening at this time for you. But Spirit wants you to remain in this calm energy. Like I said, someone may want to, you know, try to hurt you on purpose. In a sense here, by attacking you or making you feel attacked spiritually or physically or mentally or emotionally, in a sense here. But what I'm picking up on is like Spirit wants you to remain calm. So it's like it's kind of like just wanting to get a reaction out of you, like I was saying in the beginning of the message. So keep yourself grounded at this time so that you don't allow people to take you out of character. Yeah, people are actively working to set me up to get fired. Okay, yeah, because there's something significant about work and money that they want you to know about. And I'll go ahead and close this message out. Last messages here for Kitty Cat. Last messages here for Kitty Cat. Last messages here for Kitty Cat. I just heard start looking for a new job if you haven't already. Yeah, cutting ties. So cutting ties here. All right, so maybe you've outgrown this space also as well here, to where it's like it's just not really fitting anymore with your energy. All right. It says you may need to leave your current position or look for something better. Ending a job doesn't mean burning bridges, but go with grace. Is what I'm picking up on. So I won't get justice. It may be something to where you just need to release this particular space. It's not fitting, but I don't want to leave defeated. So it says here, ending a job doesn't mean burning bridges. Go with grace. So it's like with this energy that I'm picking up on, it's not fair the way it's done. Yeah, but that's not something that you may want to keep your focus on in regards to that, because sometimes things just aren't going to be fair in certain spaces. And this is why it's not fitting to you anymore. Is because it's not fair. So it's like, so it's kind of like, so for instance, I'll say an example, not to project, but it's like, as far as like an example for me, it's like, there's certain things when I worked for the government, it wasn't fair. It's like it just wasn't going to be fair. It was never going to be fair. It's like you want your own justice. You want, things that happen the way they're supposed to happen, the truth and fairness. But sometimes it's just like you removing yourself is what is going to be better for you regardless. Because, those people may not rely on the same principles that you do. All right. So there's something significant about you putting these pieces together in these particular signs. All right. And pulling your energy to where, like I said, shifting. So there's something about you looking for a new job. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so shedding. All right. You are getting assistance from outside forces also as well this time. So allow yourself to shed this energy and, to not harbor that energy that you're feeling. But there is something different that's here, is what I'm picking up on. All right. So don't rush into things also as well, but you will know the signs will come when it's time for you to take that leap of faith on a particular place, is what I'm picking up on. Yeah. All right, I release your energy back to you, cleansed and purified, amplified to your highest light. I command back all of my energy, cleansed and purified, amplified to my highest light. Ashe. Thank you. You're welcome.